Yeah, hello guys. This is Picture Phone Repair Center. This phone here is an item from 33 Plus. Yeah, the customer said this one is not booting anymore. No matter how you try, this one is not booting. So let's start troubleshooting. At first, we have to check our battery terminals and see if you have any breach. But as you can see, the battery terminals are reading very normal. You put your red probe to the ground and then your black probe to check. So as you can see, when I check, the terminals are reading very normal. Everything is connected. None of them breach to the ground. The positive lane does not breach to the ground. So I decided to put battery inside to try to power on the phone and see if the phone will boot. But no matter how hard I try, the phone does not boot. No matter how hard I try, the phone does not boot. So with this, I've already removed the screw, so I have to take off the back case and then check for physical damage. So as for the physical damage, as you can see, the power switch is already turned. So I don't know, maybe the reason why the phone is not booting. So I decided to put the battery back and then power it on the board without using the switch. So I'll use the switch test point on the board, which is the one near the terminal, the point near the terminal, as you can see over there. The point near the terminal. So since the power switch itself is turned, I have to use my multimeter to check to make sure that where I'm going to try to power the phone on, that's exactly the switch point that I can use to power on the phone. So I take my tweezers and then try to power on this phone and see if it will boot. But no matter how hard I try, the phone does not boot. The phone is not booting. I try to put charger so that if the battery is low, it can at least show some charging logo or something like that. But no matter how hard I try, nothing is showing up. So with this one, I decided to connect it to the DC power supply and see the readings. So let's connect to the DC power supply and see what readings we will get from the DC power supply. So I connected my black probe to the ground and then my red probe to the positive terminal. So as you can see, it is consuming 2 amps. The DC power supply, the voltages I use 4 volts and then the amps I use 3 amps. So as you can see, it was consuming a lot of amps. But I realized something. Just look at it. I have removed the flash. You see, after the flash is removed from the panel, I'll get a normal reading. Let me connect it back again. After the flash is released from the panel, it gives normal reading, but the moment I connect the flash now, it will give 2 amps. So I decided to power on the phone and see. With this, the phone has powered on, the phone has boot. I felt some vibration but still no display. So at this point, I realized it may be the cause. The cause is from the screen automatically 100%. So I'm having a new screen. I want to try the new screen on the panel and see. So let me connect the new screen. Just look at this. If you are doing this, please take your time. In troubleshooting, a lot of things, you have to learn a lot of things in this troubleshooting. Just look, I've connected the new screen. Let's see from the DC power supply if you will get automatic arms reading. You see, have you seen that this one there's no automatic arms reading, everything is normal perfectly. So this tells us that the screen was at fault. That's why if the flex is connected, have you seen that the phone is on? Have you seen that the phone is on? Let me try to power it again. Good. Have you seen that the phone has boot? So this tells us that the old screen is damaged. That's why if it is connected, it is consuming arms. But the moment we take off the old screen, the panel reads normal, and the DC power supply also shows a normal reading. So I decided to put a battery and then try to power it on. You see, the phone has boot. This type of troubleshooting, if you don't have a DC power supply, or if you haven't learned this, or you haven't seen this from anywhere, so in troubleshooting you have to get a lot of things. A lot of things have to be available to your disposal in troubleshooting. So with this, we have concluded that the panel is working all right. Guys, thank you for watching. This is a big lesson for you and I. That's why I share this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and then follow me on all social media platforms, Big Joe Phone Repair. Thank you.